Hi everyone. Hi, happy Valentine's Day. This is your girl Lola Day on Keep It Real with Lola Day. How you doing? Thank you for liking and subscribing to my channel. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you so much. Please keep liking and subscribing. And also, I'll be talking today about marriage expectation. I would like you to comment, give your contribution, what you think I needed to add, or your thoughts about it. But the fact is that I'm not a marriage counselor, I'm still training, but I believe we can learn from each other. So I will appreciate it if you can comment, you can like, and you can subscribe and share with your friends and family. I believe this is going to bless someone, and this is going to minister to someone, and this is going to encourage someone on how to go about their marriage or relationship. Like I said, I'm not a marriage counselor. And when it comes to marriage, I believe marriage is all about commitment, committing to each other. In my mother's language, it's called Ifarainiji, which means you are committed with your spirit, soul, and body. You are committed to the marriage. You are committed to someone. You are committed to a relationship. So you are sacrificing everything, even though if it's not actually what you really want to do, but because you are committed to the situation, you just let it go. So I think marriage is all about commitment. And in every marriage, I tell people, in every marriage, God has to be at the center of it, because marriage doesn't have a manual. And those people have been married for 50 years, those people have been married for 30 years, those people have been married for 10 years. That doesn't mean they know how to do it. It's about God, because it doesn't have a manual. It's not like this is what you will meet in your marriage. And I tell people, marriage is like a box, like a gift in a box wrapped. Until you open it, before you know what is in there. If you don't open it, you don't know what is inside that wrapped gift. So until you get into the marriage, then you know what is going on there. Because I've known my husband like forever, like since 1997, and I think I know him, but I don't, because there are some things he just bring up, and I'm like, where's that coming from? It shock you. Yes. So things will keep coming up, changes, people change a lot. There are things that you don't do normally, you find yourself doing it. And like I said, there is no perfection among mortals. We are all mortals, and there's no perfection among us. And as much as your husband, your wife call you is or angel, that doesn't mean you're an angel. You know that. You know you're not an angel, which means you can't be perfect. Perfection is far from us. So marriage is just commitment. I'm committed to this lady. I just have to make it work. I'm committed to this man. I just have to make it work. That's the way it is. So first of all, what will I be talking about marriage? Number one is money. Money. The root of all evil. Money. A lot of couples doesn't like talking about money. Oh, we don't have problem about our finances. Oh, we don't argue about money. Oh, it's okay, but it's not okay. You need to talk about money. Who is the spender? Who is the spender? Who is the saver? Who spends? Who saves? You need to understand that. Do we want to keep same accounts, like a joint account? Oh, do we want to have a separate account? Oh, do I have to cross-check with my spouse before I give someone money? Do you have to cross-check with my husband before I buy those shoes? You need to talk about it. Okay, do I have to have I want to have my own account, and he has his own account, like mine. We have our separate accounts. But the fact remains that he knows everything that goes on in my account. If any money comes in, he knows. If any money goes out, he knows. Like vice versa. And if he buy socks just for $1, I know. And I'll see it the way you spend the money. But the only time we cross-check with each other is, okay, I'm thinking of blessing someone in $5. What do you think about it? I might say, oh, $5 is too much, and I might say, oh, $5, that's too small. You can add to it. That's the only thing we do. And that doesn't mean he has to do exactly what I said. It's just a suggestion from me, but he has his own mind. He can take a decision on himself. And sometimes when it comes to like blessing people, you decide you want to bless somebody, stuff like that. Sometimes I wouldn't like to. I don't ask him until when I'm done blessing that person, which is my bad because I'm supposed to ask him since they said two shall come together to become one. So since I believe we are one, I'm supposed to cross-check with him before I do some things. Even if he doesn't agree with me, I think he should know before I do some things. So I've made a lot of mistake with my finances and it backfired. Some of my friends knows about this situation. I made a mistake with my finance and it backfired and my husband had to fix it. It was the one that got in trouble that asked to fix the financial whatever I created for him. But when I started this thing, he did not know nothing about it because I did not seek him first. So when the whole thing turned to a disaster, he has to clean all my mess up. So that is why sometimes we need to talk about money in every marriage. Is an expectation, it's a marriage expectation. Talk about money and talk about how you want to save, how you want to invest, and how you want to spend. There will always be a spender, no doubt. There will always be a spender. Before they say the women are the spenders, now men spend a lot, so there will always be a spender. This is why you have to talk about it. And also, another thing I want to talk about is intimacy, romance, affection. The first thing I'll talk about affection is how do you display your love. Like I said, the way I was brought up, my parents displayed their love, like their affection openly, like publicly. Whether friends are there, whether families are there, whether we are there, they show their affection to each other publicly. And that is what I know. That is what I grew up to know. But that's not my husband thing. It doesn't like you holding him or touching him outside. It's just think it's not okay. Like it thinks you make people, it feels like people that are not married will feel uncomfortable, will feel bad because they are not married. And I don't see it that way. So at first I was thinking, oh, this man hides me from people. This man doesn't really like me. He doesn't want people to know I'm his wife, stuff like that. Until we talked about it. Then I realized that was just him. And that was the way he grew up knowing that, and that was how his parents were, and he thinks it's okay. So we have to talk about it, and I realize it's not being mean, it's just what it is. Then I knew I have to, he tries to mend to what I know, and I try. We try to meet each other so we can compensate each other. Then another thing I want to talk about that caused a lot of chaos in the marriage is in-laws. In-law extended family getting involved in the marriage. Thank God I don't have that problem. My in-laws, if there's another life, I want them to be my in-law because they give me no problem. They give me no issue. They mind their business. They don't even have my time. I'm the one to call them and tell them, now, come on. You guys don't even call or check on us. So I don't have that issues. But I know a lot of marriages are going through that. Like their mother-in-law gets involved, father-in-law, sister, brother-in-law, whatever in-law, friends and family. Because, see, let me tell you something. Let's be realistic. Like I said, I'm going to keep it real. Family. You can't keep your husband's family away from your husband. I don't bear the idea that said it's me and my husband. Maybe it's just me. I don't believe in that. Me and my husband thing, me and my wife thing, I don't believe in that. Maybe that's the way I was brought up, but there is nothing like me and my husband, me and my wife, especially when it comes to the men, like your mother-in-law, the mother that gave birth to your husband. How will you say your mother-in-law should not be involved in your husband's life? Why? Is because, you see, let me tell you something. Not that the mother, no doubt there are some in-laws that are mean, that are bad. But let me tell you how it works. I have boys. All my kids are boys. Now imagine my son is married. And the wife is like, keep your mom away from her home or her business. No. I think what the mother-in-law are trying to do is like, I want to be sure my son's wife is taking care of him. I want to be sure my son is okay. I want to be sure my son's wife is not maltreating him. I think that is what they are trying to do, even though they are overdoing it or they are not doing it right. I believe that is what they are trying to do. Like, I have my son's back. No woman can treat him anyhow. I'm the mother first before you came. Some do overdo it, but I think sometimes we need to give these mothers kudos and like listen to them and see, because every mother wants to protect their own child. I can give myself as an example as a daughter, and my mother, I can remember the last time, maybe like 5, 6 years ago, I had an issue with my husband, and I went to my mom and I told my mom my husband did this and that. Even after we settled the crisis between myself and my husband, we settled it. My mom was still very mad at my husband. Like, my mom still took it to heart, like, your husband is being mean, your husband is not good, your husband is that, why will he do that to you? And I'm fine with it already. But my mother still have it in her heart. And even when you've settled with your husband or your wife and you've moved on, your mom will still be mad. Like, our mothers don't forget. They don't forget, and they see our spouse like they're not treating us right. And this is to every man and woman. Don't get your parents or family involved in your marriage, because when you forgive your wife, when you forgive your husband, our parents, our families are still mad and they're still angry that your spouse did such a thing. So that is for the in-law part. And also, the other part I want to talk about is kids discipline. Oh my God. This has caused a lot of separation between husband and wife. I can remember two of these. Anyway, I hope you guys like my hair. One of my supporters, one of my friends says she doesn't want me to wear a wig this time. She wants me to show my dreads because she just started her dreads, and she wants to, whenever she sees my dress, it's encourage her and, you know, make her feel like she's gonna get there. So to all my friends that are thinking of starting dreads, this is my dress today. So how we discipline our kids, you know? You need to talk. It's part of marriage expectation. Let me tell you something. When the way I was brought up to discipline my kids is way different from the way my husband was brought up to discipline our kids. Excuse me. My husband prefer talking, advising. He will call the kids as young as they are. My youngest is 6. He will call the kids and like, why did you do that? Don't do that anymore. This is the consequence when you do such a thing. It's not nice. But I was not brought up like that. My mom will smack me. My mom will eat me to know that is how to train a child. And I won't lie to you, it worked. It worked because by the time you want to misbehave and you remember that slap, you will reset your brain. You understand? But yeah, the Western world where we live, you can't eat a child. So it gets me like, ah! I get so angry and so frustrated and so cranky. But it has caused a lot of argument between myself and my husband because I expect him like to eat them. I expect him to do some things and he refused to do it. And I'm like, you're not even training this child. You need to train them so that they can be better. And it's like, beating them doesn't make them better. We just need to talk to them and let them realize what they're doing is not right. So you have to agree on how you discipline your kids, because when the father is saying A and the mother is saying A, even though when you don't discipline the child, you realize that yourself and your husband, you're not in a talking time, because you'll be angry. Like, you expect your husband to do this with the kids and you expect your wife to do that with the kids, and they're not doing it. Neither of you are doing it. Before you know it, the kids will be happy you guys are arguing. They'll be happy that you guys are fighting. So that is why you have to agree on how you discipline your child and what's going to work for the kids. And also you have to agree on who stay with the kids. I tell people, even if you're making $1 million every month, you're making $1 million every week, and you are not staying with your kids, is a waste of time, because they are our future. So you need to agree with stays with the kid, who babysit the kids, who feed the kids, who clean up the kids. Before, all these things I'm mentioning, it's for women to do, but right now it's not. The kids also need their daddies in their lives. So these are part of the marriage expectation that we expect from marriage. So in case you're just watching, I'm talking about marriage or relationship expectation. Please like and subscribe. Then the other thing I want to talk about is celebration. Oh my God, I love celebration. And what I'm talking about celebration is birthday, Like today, Valentine's Day, anniversary, Mother's Day, Father's Day. I love celebration. The only time I don't expect anything from my husband is Christmas. I don't really expect anything from my husband. Of course, if he buy me anything, I'm gonna collect it. But I believe Christmas is for Lord Jesus, so it's Jesus' birthday. I don't have to be in competition with Jesus. But my birthday, oh Lord, he knows he needs to buy me something. He knows he needs to treat me. He knows he needs to do a lot of stuff. Valentine's Day, oh Lord. But before, my husband would tell me, Valentine is for babies, it's for youngsters. We have so many Valentines to celebrate. Excuse me. In fact, I'm a youngster. In fact, I'm a baby. Celebrate each other. Celebrate each other, whether on Mother's Day. Do you know what Mother's Day is? Not because she's your mother. It's because she gave birth to your kids. And even if she has not given birth, but because she's going to be a mother. I tell you, I don't care if your wife is so lazy. Mother, we do a lot. We do a lot. And some people say, I appreciate my wife every day. I appreciate my mother every day. No. Mother's Day, do something special. Even if you're just buying a pencil, let me know this pencil is titled Mother's Day. Celebrate each other. Celebrate each other's wins. Celebrate each other's failure. Celebrate each other's birthday. What I tell people about birthday is if I know you, and I know your birthday, I'm going to celebrate you. And I'm going to share your pictures, because I tell people, even if you are as old as Methuselah, you are 100 years before you die. When you die, you don't know if I'm celebrating you. When you die, you don't know what party they're having on your behalf. When you die, they're not going to give you no gift. When you die, they're not going to give you no rice. So the only time you can enjoy your life and see how people are celebrating you is when you are alive. And if you cannot celebrate each other when you are alive, do you want to tell me when I die, you want to come and give a statement, oh, she was good, she was that, she was beautiful, she was gentle, she was priceless? No. Tell me all that when I'm alive. So celebrate each other. Celebrate each other on birthdays, on vows. I'm sure I'm talking on behalf of ladies. We love to be celebrated. You don't have to buy us a car. You don't have to buy us a jet. No, I don't think there's any woman on earth that doesn't like gifts. Even if the woman is a billionaire. But just that billionaire, just tell that billionaire, I got you this pencil. Happy Mother's Day, lady. She will like, she's a billionaire, but that pencil will go along. Every woman likes a gift. Forget it. Every woman likes a gift. So celebrate. And also to our women, it's vice versa. Celebrate your husband. Your husband cannot buy you something of $100 and you went ahead you just bought him something of $5. That is unfair. That is like Shogun Layeni. That is unfair. Buy your husband something tangible. Appreciate your husband too. Our husband, they do a lot, you know. Sometimes I tell myself, when I come back to this life, I'm going to be a man, because men, they don't have to do a lot of stuff. They don't have to take care of the kids. They don't have to clean the house. They don't have to cook. They don't have to do a lot of stuff. But then I'm like, I rather remain a woman if there's another time I have to come back to her, because our men, they do a lot, because they work so hard to put food on our table. I know some women does the same. We have some women that they won't putting food on the table, that they're working so hard to keep the family together. And I give kudos to you. Every woman out there trying to bring the family together, trying to feed the family, clothe the family, pay the bills. I give it to you. In fact, I hail you, all the women out there working so hard, helping your husband. God bless you. But to our men, I want to say thank you to every man out there, every man responsible men that are responsible for their family. I give it to you and I salute you and I appreciate you on behalf of your wives. I say thank you. So let's celebrate each other and love on each other. Like I said, I would not like to take your time today, so I'm going to talk about just one more. I have a lot on my list, but I'm going to talk about just one more, so we can have a part 2 of this discussion. The last one I want to talk about is conflict styles. Conflict styles. Conflict styles. And what do I want to talk about conflict styles is, you need to ask yourself and be truthful to yourself. Who is the avoider and who is the pursuer? What do you mean? What do I mean by avoider? There are some marriages, the husband will just like avoid trouble. Let me just move away. She has started. And Some marriages, the husband is pursuer. As much as the woman is trying to avoid the trouble, the man keeps bringing something up and bringing something up. There's always situation like that in every marriage. If you don't want to be truthful to yourself, is okay, but I think it's in every marriage. My marriage, I'm the avoider. I try to. A lot of people knows me to be a very outspoken person, like someone that talks a lot, outspoken person, and they think I'll be a trouble. But believe you me, I'm not what I am outside to what I am in my marriage. Believe you me, I am not what you people think I am out there to what I am in my marriage. I'm the avoider. In fact, in my marriage, I'm the quiet one, and my husband is the talker. So when it comes to conflict styles, my husband is the pursuer and I'm the avoider. I'm like, okay, I'm done. And he's like, no, you can't be done with this, that, with, and I'm like, all right, okay, you don't have to fight, we don't have to talk about it, we can move on. But he doesn't want to move on. He just want to stay on it. He wants to digest on it. He wants to talk about it. He wants to, if it takes him to like I don't have to say this, he's gonna scold me for saying this, keep my list for some hours or days. Oh, he's good at that. But I'm like, can we just be grown-ups and just handle this like adults and just be fine? But it doesn't want that. I'm not perfect too. If you're looking for a troubleshooter, I'm right here. But when it comes to conflict styles, I'm the avoider and he's the pursuer. So you have to identify in my marriage who is the avoider and who is the pursuer. So you can work on it. If you know your husband is the pursuer, always want to cause the trouble, you be the one, you be the avoider. Like, okay, wants to start the trouble, be the avoider. You both cannot be a pursuer. You both cannot be pursuing trouble, conflict, like let's eat it, let's today everyone will fall down. No, someone has to be the avoider and someone has to be the pursuer. It's okay. That's why God said two shall come together and become one. When God was creating your husband, God knows he's a pursuer. That's why he created you to be the avoider. God will not bring a pursuer together. When God brings a pursuer together, I think they don't have anything to learn from each other. So sometimes God compensates us. God compensates us to just mend with each other and make each other better. So you have to understand your stand. Am I a pursuer? Am I the one avoiding trouble? Am I like when I was talking to someone about my communication in marriage? So my husband is the talker and I'm the quieter. I'm sure a lot of people will be surprised. Lola, you can be the quieter. Yes, I am the quiet one in my marriage. Yes, I am. To be truthful, I'm the quiet one in my marriage. I can be talking outside. I can be like the playful one, but in my marriage, I'm the quiet one. I do a lot of listening. And my husband is the talker. And the people will be surprised he's the talker too because he's very quiet out there. But when it's both of us, oh my God, he's the talker. So these are parts, this is just few of what marriage expectations are, just few. And if you have any other suggestion, any other thing you'd like me to talk about, you can please comment below or email me what you would like me to talk about or what you would like me to conflict. Thank you so much for liking my channel. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you learned something you can share with your family and friends. Nobody knows everything. We are all learning, and we help each other to get better. We help each other to survive. That is what life is all about. And like I said, nobody's perfect. We are all mortals, and perfection cannot be found among us. Thank you so much. I love you from the bottom of my heart, and happy Valentine's Day. Bye.